Hey, I'm the Black Queen here with episode Queen X, and today we are getting to Sawtooth Waves Reforming Chrysalis. Yeah, so this is the most recent video in his subscription, my subscription to him. Most recent video on his channel. I don't know why it's taking me so long to say that, but yeah, Reforming Chrysalis. This is going to be, I'm guessing, a follow-up on this kind of Chrysalis tangent of the last episode where he's been, like, where all three villains were turned to stone. Because like the past two videos, I think he's been talking about this situation. Like, no one's ever really gone. Hold up. Yeah, this is the right episode. Like, there's no one's ever really gone. There's a second one after that, I think, and then this is the third one, if I do remember correctly. I'm just gonna check very quick. Oh yeah, the other one was freeing Chrysalis from stone. And no, that wasn't the last video from him that I did. It was just one of them, I think. Because like the last one he did was the changing conspiracy and finding something Pinkie Pie. Oh, never mind. There was another. Actually, no, that had nothing to do with it. But yeah. So there was that, freeing Chrysalis from stone, and no one's ever really gone. That was talking about all of this. So yeah, this one might be the last one because it says reforming Chrysalis. That sounds like a cutoff point. But yeah, I guess they're going to be exploring he's going to be exploring the idea of whether or not Chrysalis is will be reformed. That'd be nice if she was, but I kind of like her as a villain as well. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's an interesting topic. It's only 6 minutes long. That's good enough for a video, so we're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1.
Say Chrysalis, Tyrek, and Cozy Glow got released from stone, not by someone evil, but by someone who wanted to see them reformed, just like Discord.
Because,
is there still hope for these
Discord.
three? And if so, how would you go about reforming them? I may just have the answer. 2 videos ago was about whether the villain should be freed from stone. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch it after this video. But realistically, if you could successfully free those three, how would you keep
Wait, no, that's the one I just mentioned.
Back to the same old ways? If only we had a detailed guide of some. Oh wait, I do. First, you gotta keep them apart. We've seen how powerful they are together. At first I was hoping that would play in our favor. Working as a team might help them realize the magic of friendship. And while they did come pretty darn close, something was still blocking that. They were blocking each other. If they remained a team after being released, they would most likely just pull each other back down into evil. And we know they do a great job at evil. That's why it'll be much safer to keep them isolated from each other and focus on reforming them one at a time. Now, to keep each villain from trying anything, Discord should be there, ready to turn them back to stone at a moment's notice. Side note, the Royal Sisters Discord to be there. If you watch closely, all they did was destroy the cupcake. The actual magic that turned them to stone was the lightning, which only came from Discord. Anyway, back when Discord was the one
that might have just been an animation choice, but I don't know.
On him certainly kept him in check, but you gotta give them
it is interesting.
Continue the story, and Discord didn't budge from his stubbornness until Fluttershy promised not to use her element on him, and tyranny was within his grasp. It was only when Fluttershy made him choose between tyranny and friendship that he realized he valued friendship more. But just because Fluttershy's gamble worked doesn't mean we should take our chances here. When the time comes, each villain can be tested. I hate to think they have the choice between friendship and tyranny, but should they try to choose tyranny, there's no real threat. I think that's the best way to safely bring these three back. Now, keeping them from being a threat is one thing. Effectively showing them the value of friendship is an entirely different matter. We need to get them to the point where they can pass the test, which may not be as hard as it sounds. Like I said, after working together, they came so close to getting it, but for one reason or another, it didn't stick. So let's explore those reasons. Each villain has their own motivations, their own blocks that keep them from embracing friendship.
But what is Cozy Glow's?
A different approach for each one. Today I'm tackling Chrysalis.
But she wants power. That's it.
Another day. In that one moment, when the three were on the verge of understanding the magic of friendship, Chrysalis was the first to back out. She panicked, claiming, quote, "The magic of friendship is like a disease, an infection that spreads to those around you. I watched it infect my hive. I will not let it get me."
Yeah.
This is what's holding her back. She saw the changes happening to the hive, fierce soldiers becoming docile weaklings, and wanted nothing to do with it. The thing is, she may have a point. You could argue that Thorax threw the baby out with the bathwater. Instead of reforming changeling culture, he seemed to abolish...
Okay, I've never heard that expression before, so I don't know.
That's a legitimate thing to be upset over, so I can understand where Chrysalis is coming from here. But her woes aren't truly with friendship, are they? They're with Thorax's leadership. The dragons embraced friendship and stayed just as rough and tumble as ever. Meanwhile, the changelings aren't even recognizable. It's almost as if they're trying to be ponies, down to imitating their traditions. I think Chrysalis may be confusing this sort of pony colonialism with friendship.
So maybe they have their own
culture
culture that we just don't know about.
Yes, it's a shame that changelings
also, I like that
so much
thing
of
you
their
did at the
identity,
circle.
but it wasn't because of friendship. It was because they needed a strong link to their culture. A link that Thorax just couldn't provide. Friendship isn't the problem, and it's all about making her see that. So, how do we do it? Well, you could point to the dragons, but if we really want to convince Chrysalis, there's a much better example closer to home. Pharynx. I think Pharynx is the key to reforming Queen Chrysalis.
That's gonna be an episode. That could have been.
Embrace friendship, afraid that he'd lose a part of himself. But the only thing he lost was his hunger. He is living proof that
I do
friendship
kind of
can be
wish that
fierce,
they
and
would have
the
done
best
that.
parts of old changeling life can live on. The magic
An
of
episode
friendship
with,
can look like soft
Pharynx
ponies, but
and
it can
Chrysalis.
also look like a soldier defending the safety of those they love. I can imagine a scenario where Chrysalis tries to take the hive back by force, expecting them to cower in their frailty and surrender.
Yeah.
But instead, she's met with Pharynx, putting up one heck of a fight. She's exposed to the
Take this,
reality
Mom.
that you can embrace friendship without abandoning your identity. No one exemplifies this better than the friendly but fierce Pharynx. Chrysalis would finally understand that it's not truly friendship she's against. It's all of the changelings losing touch with their culture. Pharynx might agree, telling her
Doing
that
that
the
circle
hive
thing a
needs
lot.
a figure to bridge their past to their present, a role only she can fill. The hive still has a place for her. That moment of feeling needed and appreciated is what convinced Pharynx. So the same may work for Chrysalis. She could finally reform. From there, she
Yeah,
could
I've seen
live
this
as a
image in the
hive,
thumbnail,
connecting
and I think I've
changelings
seen
to
seen it
history
somewhere
and
else.
bringing
But I
back
do like
best
the
of what was
design.
to be while leaving the worst behind, giving changelings their own sense of culture instead of
a
misunderstood
really pretty
normal
design.
traditions. Once she can be trusted with authority, maybe she could even rule alongside Thorax, or at least be an official advisor. He could stand to learn a lot from her. Regardless, the future of Queen Chrysalis can still look bright. I'm holding out hope that Twilight will take after her mentor and free the villains under controlled circumstances. But what do you guys think? Is there a better way to go about freeing the villains and reforming Chrysalis? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you
I wonder
want
who
to
the
support
artist
this
of
channel
that was.
financially, check out my reward tiers at patreon.com/sawtoothwaves.
And here's the
Thank you
patrons.
so much to everyone who already has, especially my Alicorn tier patrons.
I'm gonna hold my
Clayton,
breath.
Sarah Star, Oceana Love, Ghastly Spark, Maximilian HG, Cyanax, Skunk Bunk, Houndflash, DH, Mungo Jerry, Dr. Hooves, The Nameless One, Paco Taco, Darth Sylar 12, Cameo Shadowdus, Yoshi Dark Lord, Fairfallen, Mimink, and Equinox 3141. You help make this channel possible. I'm Sawtooth Waves, signing out until Friday
The
afternoon.
yawn actually kind of helped. Like, to hold my breath in. Alright, so yeah, that was definitely an interesting one. Maybe not the most like, complex theory, but it does raise like the question of whether that could have been like a good way to reform Chrysalis, like just because like Pharynx was, they kind of downplayed his character after his episode, but yeah, that was very interesting character Pharynx was, and I think he definitely could play a part, play a major part in reforming Chrysalis if they had the chance. Like I don't know how they might be able to, unless they were to shift all the focus from the main six onto the changelings themselves. Because if they do an episode like that, the main six will probably not have. Like the main six probably shouldn't be in it. At least I would hope not, because it would kind of be like, what was it? Was it Gilda that said it? It's like the ponies always have to make a change. I mean, I kind of agree with that. It's like, why do they it always has to be them, like they're the heroes? Maybe like have them work it out in this case, but you know, some places require different forms of help, and others need self-help. Term self-help. But yeah, I definitely think that he had a good idea there, and I think I heard it somewhere before because it just vaguely sounded familiar. Like maybe someone else pointed it out in another video, or maybe on Twitter or something. I don't know, but yeah, just like some sort of relation between those two that I think would benefit the both of them. I don't know. It's a good idea. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. God bless, stay safe, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye.